guys, this is Bob from Electric Blue Station. Just wanted to give you guys a review of the Transformers Triple T Autobot crossover here, and I'm just going to try my hand at some video editing as well. So here we go. Alright, this is what's in the box after you get it open. The first thing I notice is that size comparison to the G.I. Joes and the Transformer. It's like, I wouldn't say perfect, but it's pretty spot on. You notice the Transformer is a lot larger than the G.I. Joes, and that's kind of, especially with the crossovers, that's where I picture them to be, which is why I haven't been buying the regular Transformers that you see in the regular stores like Meijer or Walmart, just because they're, when I picture the size of a Transformer, this is what I see as compared to a 3 3/4 inch G.I. Joe. Alright, so let me get this open here. Before I open the figures, I just wanted to show you guys the blister card packaging here. Here's Leatherneck. Here's the back of it. And it's nice that they have the card here on the back, but I really wish that they would go back to the old school one where they just showed all the information in English, so you'd have a little more details on Leatherneck instead of having all these different languages. I think it just makes it look ugly and weird, but that's just me. And here's Sergeant Slaughter right here. And I'm assuming the card art was done with AI. I mean, it looks okay. If I'm wrong about that, just let me know. And there's the back there with the description. Alright, let's get these figures open, take a look at them next to the Transformer Cup. First I'll start with the G.I. Joe figures. These things are like the traditional O-rings, which is pretty cool. Colors look really good on them. Articulation is not horrible, it's not bad. And it comes with the stand. Got Sergeant Slaughter here. So overall, I like these O-ring figures, but the thing I don't really like, that I think they should have updated it, if you see Leatherneck, how he's holding his gun. It's because he doesn't have a trigger finger. I kind of feel like that would be a nice update, to have at least one trigger finger for these guys, because I feel like we have that plastics technology now where we don't have to worry about thumbs, fingers snapping off now. So I think that really would have been a nice touch for this. And even the way these guns are pretty gummy, and it's very hard for him to hold this, so it's awkward. That would probably be my biggest gripe. Other than that, they're pretty nice looking figures, you know. If you like O-rings, you'll probably overall like these. Alright, so here is Cup. You'll have to forgive me, I just have a basic understanding of the Transformers lore, but from research that I've done, the reason he's called Cup is because he was originally transformed into a pickup truck, so hence the shortened version of the name Cup. Presently in this form, he is the Triple T tank. He first appeared in Transformers the movie, and then he was also in the 3rd season of the Transformers cartoon show, and in some later seasons. He is the head of Cybertron security. Good looking figure, but initially the thing that pops out at me first, as just a little bit of a gripe, is the fact that his guns, he's got these two little dinky guns. If you're head of Cybertron security, I feel like you should have a little bit more firepower on hand here than just two dinky guns. So I think they should have really had some weapons available with the from his old past forms that came along with it, because you're spending like $80 plus on this entire thing. It would have been nice to throw in an extra larger weapon. But if you look at the articulation here, the head, it doesn't move back, but it does move down side to side. And you have pretty good shoulder joint movement. Ratcheting's a little annoying, but it does stay in place. So you can get some good movement out of this. It does have waist swivel. And you got some, and you have some decent movement here at the thighs. And you got some thigh swivel. And you also got some knee articulation, although the knees, given the tracks in the back, do not have that much in the way of articulation. But it looks like you can put him into some semi-decent action poses. I'll just give you a look at the back here. And this figure is pretty back heavy, but it seems to, they designed it pretty good where it does hold up to the weight difference, and it doesn't just fall over like some figures do. So besides the small guns and the limited knee articulation, it is a nice figure. And I'm just going to put these two together here. As a size comparison, I know you guys saw it when it was in the packaging, but this kind of helps to see in more detail. And like I said, this is how I picture the size of Transformers to be, especially with the fact they're going to be getting into crossover toys with the Energon universe being as popular as it is. I think this is the way to go with the Transformers. Not the little dinky ones that you see. They're almost $30 that come up to about here. I feel like this is the, I won't say the perfect size, but the best size I've seen that you can get, barring just these high-end Transformer masterpieces. They're probably a little bit more size accurate, but you know what? This is pretty good. And with this figure here, I know these guys are supposed to be able to fit on the back here. Like I see a spot, maybe. I know they had the photo shoots where you could have them just kind of maybe hang on like that. I think it would have been kind of nice to have an area in the back where you could have the figures sit more easily, because that thing's hanging on by about a prayer. But so that's what we got there. And I'm just going to transform this guy and show you Cup in the Triple T form. Yeah, I totally take back my earlier statement about there not being a decent spot for this guy to sit. 100% take it back. It helps when you read the directions. So this back part comes down here, and this totally has an area for these guys to stand. Not only that, it's got a little readout screen here. That is freaking awesome. That's like probably my favorite. That's probably my favorite part of the out of all this setup here. So you can have these guys hanging out in the the back on this platform. Granted, you still gotta kind of be careful, make sure they don't fall over, but see if there's any. Yeah, they do have pegs in here, so that helps out with that. So that is pretty cool. All right, let me transform into Triple T. And wow, guys, if I could find that SpongeBob meme where it goes 4 hours later, I would use it, because it took me a long time to put this thing into vehicle mode. I had to actually Google it and find something on YouTube, because the instructions weren't instructing as well as I would like, but the finished product, it's pretty nice. It looks like the Triple T tank. And still my favorite part of this thing is the flip down section with the readout here in the back. So I'd definitely say for overall, I would say for 80 some dollars, I would say that this is definitely a nice vehicle. But it was difficult to transform. Like, once you got it, you're able to get it. I'm sure if I practice it, then I would be able to do it quicker, but I almost feel like the lazy part of me just wants to transform it back to cup, and then just find, either get a second one and just permanently transform it in Triple T tank, or just get a vintage Triple T tank that I can use for my Sergeant Slaughter figure. But overall, a very neat toy. The plastic, it feels well made. Action figures are nice. I would say it's worth it. And that's all I got. Talk to you guys later. Bye.